Hey guys, welcome to Heat Happy Energy Amor Tarot. So today we are not going to look at what they said, what they didn't say. We will look at, soul transmission. This is where there'll be no ego, no mask, no pretense. This is more about, you know, their higher self speaking directly about what's going on. The Chariot, Six of Wands, Judgment, Nine of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and the Strength. We have four major arcanas. When so much major arcana comes out, it's not random. This is like major arcanas are like soul contracts. This is like turning points in your life, in the reading. This is where there are karmic shifts, there are awakenings, there are internal battles for growth. You're not just in their heart, you're carved for their evolution somewhere possibly. This is when, fate writing you a letter in bold ink. Okay. So Chariot here tells us they were pulled in two directions. Maybe logic versus their heart, the love, or fear versus the surrender. They want you to know they were trying to stay in control, but maybe their emotions were galloping wild. So they did want to move forward, but maybe this person had certain responsibilities and they had to just keep going on with whatever they had to do. They were riding a chariot with no reins, trying to outrun their own feelings. Six of Wands is where there's pride, recognition. This could also be societal pressure, some sort of sense of victory or success. This is where they saw your worth but didn't always show it. They admired you, even felt like, you were too good for them. You were too good to be true, maybe. They stayed silent to protect their image. Again, the something to do with how people perceived them, how society saw them. That was a major factor that played here. They cheered for you in silence while wearing the mask of indifference. So they did feel maybe acknowledged or seen in your presence around you. You made them feel good about themselves. Now, Judgment, this is karmic lessons in the connection. This is where you awaken something in them. This is where they are facing consequences of their actions, whatever has happened. This is where you want second chances. The higher self says they had to lose you to meet themselves. So something awakened in them to realize what they were lacking or where they wanted to go, what was happening. It's like, the universe hit them with this cosmic alarm clock where they're finally hearing the wake-up call. Somewhere there is this, their higher self knows that if they want a second chance, if they want to build this back, they have to take some action here at this point. So yeah, if this is making sense to you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, Nine of Wands is there is tiredness. This is where you're tired, you're exhausted mentally, emotionally. Don't let this exhaustion make you forget your strength. At the same time, this message is for you from their higher self about what your soul needs to hear about your growth right now. This is where their soul tells you that you held this emotional fort for a really long time. This is where now you need to rest and retreat, maybe take care of that emotional, mental exhaustion that you've been through. This is where, you've been carrying the bricks for this house for a very long time. You both were meant to build this together. You were not alone in this. And you have to understand it's not your job alone. So if you are constantly doing it all alone, stop doing it now. Wheel of Fortune, what's shifting between your energy? There's some sort of alignment possibly coming in here. This is where a divine turning point could be shown. Old cycles closing, spiritual upgrade coming. There could be some downloads happening here. This is where you did your part. Now let this other person do your part. This is again their higher self is telling you, you have already done your part. So let the destiny spin the next move for you. What goes around comes around isn't just karma, it's an invitation for realignment. What is their higher self seeing in your future? This is strength, this is emotional courage, gentleness over any kind of forced, aggression. This is also mutual healing. This is where their soul believes you have the power to love without losing yourself. Okay, this isn't about taming them. It's about softening something that the fear around the situation has made really difficult or challenging. Now, overall energy is Ace of Cup. This is overflowing love. This is renewal. This is where the heart awakens. This is not the end of love. This is where true love begins. But this has to begin with self. So are you pouring in enough love to yourself? See, this is where their soul says you were possibly the first person who made them feel worthy of being loved without any kind of condition. Okay, you did not put forth what you wanted to receive in order to offer them love or security, stability, whatever this was that you were offering them. They're still learning how to hold that kind of love, because if you have, just imagine a person who has never received that kind of love. How do they know how to hold it? And that is something that they are still trying to kind of understand how to process it. They may not say it out loud, but their soul is sending these postcards in your dreams in the forms of synchronicities, in the forms of signs. Don't settle for the breadcrumbed love when you can have like the whole croissant. Okay, you're not just a chapter in their story. You are this turning point. You are this this plot twist. All right, so don't settle for less is what this is talking about. So that was the reading, guys. Thank you for watching.